Whether it's
Northern Ireland,
Badass Shaggy,
Chainsaw Man,
or Wolves with Watermelons.
There's a sub for that.
Welcome to the front podcast of the internet.
All the ladies love him, but men can't find him. It's G. Scott Gurrola.
And he's your other host, the Titan of Terror, the Colossus of Clout, the King of Crash, the Great Bambino, Willy Mattson.
We're a show all about Reddit,
Covering all the ups and downvotes in about 30 minutes.
If you like the show, you can find more of us
On TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
or still giving a standing ovation, Brendan Fraser. The only thing that matters to me this week, Scott, is that somehow, if I flip this coin when we do our upvotes and downvotes, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I'm in his head, folks. I'm in his head. Maybe that's what I'll call, because I'm all up in his heads.
Before we jump into my story, you went to the state fair, the Great Minnesota Get Together.
Yes, I did.
You essentially have to miss out on at least 80% of what the fair has to offer. For those listeners, which special shout out to our amazing fans in Iceland. Somehow every week we are biting for the top spot in Iceland. So thank you, all of you. All
Personal Journal's top 10. You're looking at it right here.
The Minnesota State Fair is in the United States. There are two fairs that compete to be the largest, us and Texas. We go there for the food. 80% of it is food.
Yeah.
And
always.
You can't eat a damn thing.
This year, I went to the dentist day of, so my teeth and gums were a little sore. The very first thing I bit into, I was like, you know what? I probably should just go easy today. But I had a nice giant 1919 root beer float. Those
Good
are
choice.
delicious. Yeah. Oh, I had a bite of a Pronto Pup. Wasn't
You ooh.
I know.
Your partner went for Pronto Pup over
Always.
corn dog?
100% always.
No.
That little kid, he should be singing a video about Pronto Pups, not corn.
I really like
Pronto Pup.
No. Scott, I'm going to put a bet on the line.
Okay. We're going to start a poll.
Can you do this on our Instagram? Go over to our Instagram. I want you to vote. This is going to be Thursday when the show goes up. What's better, corn dogs or Pronto Pups? The winner of this has to make the other person eat a corn dog or Pronto Pup.
Oh, I can't do that.
Yeah, so you better not lose. Scott, I want to bring you back to your childhood. Do you remember the first girlfriend you ever had?
Real or imaginary?
What?
The reason I'm laughing is because in middle school, I had one of my quote-unquote friends come up to me and asked if I would be willing to date this person. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, because she wants to date you. And she sent me over here to ask you if you would date her. I was like, yeah, of course.
Sight unseen.
You know, and everybody's super awkward at that age, so sometimes people just don't have the courage to go up and get rejected in their face, so they send a friend. And I was like, oh, this is neat. This is actually happening. Sweet. And she was like, okay, you guys are dating now. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. I'm in 7th grade. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
That's all it took?
Right. I just walked and existed, got a girlfriend. I was hot shit, Willy. So yeah, a week later, that same person comes up to me and is like, so, are you still dating so-and-so? And I go, I think so. And she's like, yeah, that was all a joke. That wasn't real. The intention was for me to go up to this person and pretend like we were dating and embarrass myself. And so then I didn't date anybody until like, I don't know, like 20 years later.
Oh my
It was like, it was just like, God damn it, I hate middle school.
I'm going to tell you some of my stories in a minute here, but from the subreddit Made Me Smile, there's a post that says a young girl introduces her first boyfriend to her mom. I want you to take a look or listen. Tell me your reaction, Scott.
Mommy.
Where's your cheetah?
Hi. Hi, Mommy. Look at guys. Hi.
Hello.
How are you? Mom,
Good?
this is my boyfriend. Oh. I have a boyfriend.
Should have seen the bloody smile.
Boyfriend. I'm so happy.
I know.
Oh, welcome, darling. Come in.
There's plenty of people that are just listening to the show. Please describe what what we just witnessed, because based on audio alone, not that bad.
This girl has flowers standing at the door, and there's this guy with her.
Imagine a Midwest Justin Bieber.
He's in a t-shirt,
And
it just happens to say Playboy on the front.
Yep.
He's carrying a pair of shoes, new shoes. So I can't, because it's a doorbell cam, I can't see if he's wearing them or if those are just an additional pair of shoes that he brought for the evening.
He looks 13 going on 34.
Yep. Yeah, he's got this mustache, and that's about it, because that's probably all he can grow. And he's trying to play it cool. You can tell he's nervous because he's not making a lot of eye contact, and he's like muttering under his breath. And he says, "You should have seen her face," which I'm assuming that the person who answered the door, Mommy, didn't like. First impression, you only get one. He didn't kill it.
No, but she is so excited. She's so excited that she got her first boyfriend.
Yeah.
And all that mom is thinking is, oh, Jesus, good thing we live in the UK and abortion is legal.
Oh, my God.
God.
I'm just going to give a little advice for all the young ladies out there. It doesn't take very much for you to get a boyfriend. If we just look at pure statistics, if you walked up to a random stranger, there's a 99% chance he will just go on a date with you, even if he is happily married.
True.
I'm just saying, you could be picky. You can be really picky for a little while. You know.
We're not helping a lot of fairly sad young boys right now, Scott.
Oh, I've got advice for you, too. Like, figure your shit out. Like, just get it together, man.
I remember my first girlfriend. I was in confirmation. I think I was 13 years old. And I was peer pressured by the other 3 guys that were in the group to kiss the one girl.
What Willy is not telling us is that the other 3 guys were the priest and his 2 assistants.
But the thing that I guess, like, I should give myself some credit for, I was really ashamed of myself. I was really self-conscious. I worked too hard on my physical appearance and how I presented myself, and I didn't realize that these guys were like, dude, go for it. Go kiss this girl. Go, like...
Were you on a boat? In
no,
the middle
we
of a
were
river?
We were in
bunch
the
of
back
animals
alley
were singing to you? Oh my gosh. What kind of confirmation
It was at the
class
end. It was
this?
at the end of confirmation. It's like 8 o'clock. It's nighttime. It's fall. It's a cold breeze, and it was like, you know what? This is it. This is the perfect moment.
How long did you end up dating her?
No idea.
So would you say it was about like 6 minutes? At least,
I
right?
mean, at least.
Because my story of the day is from Made Me Smile, and it's Brendan Fraser moved to tears as he receives a 6-minute standing ovation during the premiere of The Whale. Now, for those listening at home and watching on video, we're just going to play all 6 minutes of the applause. So take a listen. Oh, Willy's not playing it.
That got weird. I'm so proud, and I don't say that lightly. I am so proud that Brendan Fraser is getting his dues, considering the shit that he has gone through in the last 2 decades.
Yes, Brendan Fraser was a childhood movie star of Willy and mine. He was in all these movies like the Mummy series, Encino Man, Blast from the Past. These are what the kids would call bangers. Whatever he did back then, none of it was trivial. He always gave his all and was generally beloved by the community. And then he disappeared. Do you know what the story behind it is?
I have read a little bit about it, but I just know that he was not treated well by people in Hollywood.
That is part of it, yes. He also did his own stunts and got injured a lot, especially having a knee replacement, a laminectomy, vocal cord surgery, and injuring his back when clearing a fallen tree after Hurricane Sandy. In 2018, he alleged that he was assaulted by Philip Burke, the then president of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. The assault led to his subsequent divorce and launched him into a depression that caused his career to decline.
It's really interesting because we've seen actors who have hit the spotlight and then for whatever life brings them have had to step away. I think Brendan Fraser is somebody that we've all wanted to see come back.
If anybody deserves it, it's him. I watched a video from Darren Aronofsky today saying how he's had this script for 10 years and he's just been waiting for the right cast. He thought of everyone. He said he thought of every single major leading actor, and then he's just happened to be watching an older movie with Brendan Fraser, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to have him come in. He said as soon as Brendan Fraser started reading in the room, he had the person he was going to play opposite come over, and he said it was just magic. He was like, this is it. This is who my guy is. And apparently, aside from, critic stuff that we're going to hear about a 10-year-old script and a movie about a 600-pound man, he kills it.
Is there any place that you can watch it, or is this going through?
It got bought by A24.
Nice.
It is scheduled scheduled to be theatrically released in December of this year.
Scott, I just want to say this before we jump into our stories of the week. There are a few other actors that I've also wondered, where did they go? Like Cameron Diaz, Gene Hackman.
He might be dead. As far as I know, Cameron Diaz every winter season travels between Los Angeles and England to meet up with Jude Law in The Holiday.
Okay. I just remember her from Something About Mary. Anyways, Rick Moranis, I would love to see him back in films. He's coming back, right?
I think he is. I think he has something to do with the Honey, I Shrinked the Whatever reboot.
And lastly, we did see a very rare spotting of Jack Gleason.
Oh, yeah. He just got married.
Yeah, Joffrey from Game of Thrones made a very small internet debut with his new wife.
Congratulations.
As a character, piece of shit. As a person, probably pretty awesome.
You're the reason he stopped acting, Willy.
Oh, no. Hey, speaking of things that have ruined people's lives, the big, the Super Bowl of the week. If you haven't, buckle up, because I am going to read what has been all the craze. This week in Today I Fucked Up, my 20 female girlfriend of 2 years told me the music that I, 25 male, play during sex is weird and a major turnoff. A little backstory. When I first started having sex, I searched love-making songs and started slowly creating a playlist in which I was comfortable matching the rhythm. I read online that you can play music and match the rhythm in order to perform better.
He found this at Maxim.com.
There are a few songs to my playlist. However, there is one song in particular which actually happens to be my favorite that my girlfriend hates and says turns her off in a major way. I don't understand why it has taken her 2 years to tell me she hates that song. It's a good lovemaking song with a good rhythm. I feel the way I fucked up is I could have possibly asked her previously if she likes the playlist or any of the songs she'd like to add or change. But to leave it for 2 years thinking our sex life is great, but in her eyes has just been ruined by my music, has left the whole situation feeling awkward, and I'm a bit annoyed. I'm going to fast forward the rest of this story to just introduce this
Thank you.
song. Scott, I know you don't have good ears, buddy. And
I know.
you had to have taken time to listen to this. Could you bang to that noise?
Absolutely. But
Finish that sentence.
but for people that listen to the show, they know that I've got shitty ears. For people who are just listening for the first time, I'm hard of hearing, so I don't hear the way everybody else does. Music especially sounds completely wrong to me these days, so I don't know if I'm able to appreciate the song fully. I was just going off the beats. The first time I listened to this story, I was imagining myself, doing the deed and trying to match the rhythm. I'm pretty sure I would have pulled something in this song, and not like in the good way.
I think we've all in our childhood, especially with my first story, right, where you find your first girlfriend and you're like, you know what, we're going to do it. You try to find that song. I don't know about you, but I'll just put this out there that the movie Gone in 60 Seconds,
Yeah?
it's a good movie. Give it a shot. Anyways, there's a follow-up.
Oh,
Did you know
I'm not aware of this.
Okay.
No.
The user who originally posted the Today I Fucked Up, his name is Tyler Life. He has an Instagram. I will link it just for posterity's sake.
This is a real person. This is not a fake story.
And I'm gonna read you his follow-up. But I first need to point out that if anybody just wants to know what he bangs to, I have a link to his playlist.
The whole thing?
There are some bangers. The whole thing.
Is
I will
Darude
share-
Sandstorm on there?
I mean, you've got Shaggy.
That's a good one.
There's some songs. Just go explore, have fun. But here's what he said, Scott. Just buckle up. He said, today I fucked up by posting on Reddit about our sex life with a Seabat song, and now our relationship has ended. This exploded more than I expected. And has
More
been a
than
bit-
him, apparently.
The attention hasn't been exactly positive, and this hasn't been the best thing that's happened for my relationship, and it's now sadly ended. I didn't expect it to blow up so much. I should have used an anonymous name instead of my real name and our ages.
He should have used a Reddit prophylactic.
Well, Scott, unfortunately, her younger sister recognized this and showed her parents, who wasn't happy at all, and made the situation extremely awkward.
Oh.
What made it more awkward, though, and cemented the fact that it was me, is that they recognized the song. Once at a family dinner, we were discussing music tastes, and my now ex-girlfriend stated that I have an odd taste in music. Everyone
To
laughed
say the
and
least.
pressed me to play something from my phone of what I like as music, to which I then played them this wonderful song. Her father laughed and said it was terrible. I guess we all have different tastes. Although I nodded in agreement at the time, I was thinking in my head, this is a great fucking song. I don't think this song is that bad, and I had no idea she didn't like it until recently, and as soon as I did, I stopped. I didn't force her on the song. Not all can handle Seabat. I know the difference.
This dude's about to be swimming in Seabat groupies.
The only thing that's going to be swimming in Seabat is the jar under his sink.
Oh. I mean, I want to know what her song was. Like, we never learned that. There's got to be more follow-up. Let's get this guy on the show.
Oh, Tyler, come on, buddy.
Tyler, wherever you are, you have a free invite to be a guest on our show. There's at subforthat.com.
Please join us.
Tyler, I wouldn't fret too much about it, honestly. I know somebody who would date you because they are newly single, and their name is Camilla Monroe. And the reason I know that is because this week, in Interesting AF and Data is Beautiful, Leonardo DiCaprio refuses to date a woman over 25, and somebody has proof going all the way back to 1998 when he dated a little unknown model named Giselle Bündchen. Bunchen? Gesundheit. Dude, Leo DiCaprio, do you recognize any of the women he's dated?
Okay, I'm ready.
Giselle.
Yes.
Bar Raffelli.
Model?
Yeah. Blake Lively.
Yes.
Aaron Heatherton.
No.
Tony Garn.
No.
Kelly Rohrbach.
No.
Nina Agdal.
Bless you.
And most recently, Camilla Monroe.
Yes.
Oh, how do you know her?
Because I follow Leo now.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. But anyway, the age that he breaks up with all these women is 25 or younger.
Isn't it weird? Isn't there something really questionable about this?
That's what I love about these high school girls, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
You want to know a creepy fact?
Yes.
The Indie King states that if he started dating another 20-year-old, then she'd have been born after he started dating the first woman on that chart, Giselle, back in 1998.
Oof.
Well, you know the
Okay.
old joke, Willy. It's crass, but if you're lucky, your future wife hasn't even been born yet.
Do you think that we've matured past that? Do you think that
Yes.
we've
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we're both in committed relationships. We're happy. We're good. But so just give an alter ego a what if version of your life.
Who's the watcher?
Tyler. What is the age you would stop at?
Stop.
So start with 30. You're 30 years old.
Uh-huh. I think for my alter ego, now that I know that the prefrontal cortex stops at 26, like that would be the age. That's just the cutoff. So anybody younger than 26 is just like, go have fun, do whatever you want to do, and alter ego me will contact you sometime after you are 26.
All right, so you get to 40.
I'm 40.
I know. I'm aware. What's that cutoff age? Is it 26 or do you have to raise the bar?
I don't know. How rich am I?
I don't know. This is a what if world, man. Just
Okay, if I got Bezos money,
18.
26. No, it's still 26.
You're just but hold on. I have a feeling. My
That
thought
tonight's
is
going to be a good night.
that's exactly what a guy dating a 26-year-old would be saying to themselves. There has to be a cutoff, though. There has to be a point where you tell yourself, like, we don't have transferable life moments.
What are you talking about cutoff? Like, you're saying, like, if I'm 99, I wouldn't date a 26-year-old? If I had all the money in the world, hypothetically speaking?
Why does money have anything to do with the age in which you're dating, Scott?
Well,
No, take that out of the equation. I'm
26-year-olds
not
aren't just going to date some random broke-ass 99-year-old.
Okay, so what we've discovered here on the show, everybody, is that
Let me just end by saying this. Leo's ex might be down right now, but the list of his exes has gone up. And that leads us to...
it's sometimes good, it's sometimes not. It's time for ups and down votes with Willy and Scott. Call it.
No, Willie, I've got
Call
a
it-
feeling this week, this is going to be your week. That we've done it, 7 times? I've got it in a row. Some random number, I don't even know. It's so high I can't even count.
I'm flipping
Plus-
it again.
Plus, I'm bad at math. Tails. Willy's the champion.
Oh,
My friend.
yes. I
See?
feel like Brendan Fraser right now. I'm on cloud 9. Everybody clap for me. It's my moment. This is for me.
Technically, I called it, though. I called it.
Huh?
I called it was going to be your week, so I still
It's
win.
heads.
I
What?
still win.
No.
I called it. I said you were
No.
going to win. Yes, I said this
Don't
was going to be your
gaslight me.
week.
You fuck.
Go listen. Rewind. Hit 10 seconds back. You'll see I said this was Willy's week, and so I picked the opposite of what I was going to pick.
Well, good. This is a good merging between the two, between an upvote and a downvote, because it has a sad tale. This week in the subreddit, next fucking level, my upvote, Taylor Hawkins, the drummer for the Foo Fighters, who
Yes.
recently passed away, his son, Shane, does his late father proud as he sits behind the kit for the Foo Fighters performance of My Hero at a tribute show to his dad.
This was my upvote of the week as well.
At
could it
least
not
we
be?
were on the same page.
How could it not be?
Seriously, like I watched it once and then immediately was like, I need to know the backstory. I need to know what's happening here. And then I found out how his dad passed away, and just seeing him on stage, I would be a mess, and he looks like such a professional.
It's been a little while since he passed away, and so I'm sure he's had time to process it as much as a 16-year-old can, but we don't know if he's been playing in a band in front of live audiences before, but he definitely has not played in this situation on that stage with the Foo Fighters.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to just jump up there and kill it the way he did is a masterpiece.
I love what long jumping pin 6702 says. He says, David Grohl will always have my utmost respect for how he continues to show he is a musician's musician. I'm sure many others feel the same way that I do, which I agree with. And for what it's worth, I'm not particularly a Foo Fighters fan nor a Nirvana fan.
That was
either.
evident when he called him David and not Dave.
Yeah. Obviously, a Dave fan, though. And Dave is a fan of musicians and artists. And he has no problem holding others up and highlighting them. Not for his gain, but for what they rightfully should be seen for.
I am in an unknown position here. This is my downvote of the week, live on the show. Not really live.
He
It's
doesn't know
from-
how to do this. This is new to him.
Yeah,
Give him
I
a
don't.
break.
I'm still trying to figure out. There's so many buttons. This week in Trashy, the post is titled just a bunch of crying faces, but it's a link to a story that I hope you haven't heard because perennium sunning keeps going viral.
Perennium sunning? What?
Willy, give
No,
me.
I won't. I won't.
Just I want you to show the viewers at home your perennium. And if you
There-
saw it right there, you are on our OnlyFans, so welcome.
There was a Twitch streamer this week who got only a 7-day ban for having sex on the platform.
Jeepers.
So-
Only 7.
Maybe we take the exactly. Maybe we take the risk, Scott.
So, perennium sunning is a controversial wellness practice where a person exposes their genitals to the sun for a short period of time. While naked, some lie on their back with their legs spread wide in the air, or with their feet and hands on the ground in a variation of yoga or downward dog pose. The idea is to expose the perineum area, and for those who don't know this word I keep saying, it's your taint.
Can you just for a second entertain me, Scott?
Okay.
If you're on the podcast, you don't get to see this. If you're on YouTube, it might show up. But what you're telling me, Scott, is the way that they sun their nuts / taint is like this.
That's one way. The other way is to lie on your back like a turtle that's gotten flipped over.
Somehow
Legs
that feels
akimbo.
worse.
It should feel worse because that is the place where the sun don't shine. Remember, you're supposed to not stick it there. Although plenty
you
of
imagine-
you do. You dirty.
Can you imagine a
dirty.
sunburn on your nuts?
Can you imagine a sunburn on your taint or your BH? You thought it burned after chili night. That's not going away. And that's the worst way to get ass cancer.
Oh my God. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today.
Find more of us on our socials, and we'll see you next week.